Okay, yes, good evening, class. I hope that you all are doing fine. So, today we will be starting with a very new topic. But before we start with the topic, you have to tell me that what are the various functions of management, right? Okay, so first one is planning, very good. Next, organizing, right? Then, then staffing, okay. Then afterwards, class, after staffing, then to direct them. So you remember the series, very good. After directing them, controlling them. Yes, class, there is one more function. Very good. That is coordination. That is also the function of management. Great, class. So we have discussed these all five functions. So planning is basically creating of the plans. Then organizing is basically seeing what are the different resources that will be required to fulfill the plan. Okay, if we talk about the third one, that is staffing, that is hiring those persons who can execute the plans, then directing them that how to do it, what to do it, when to do it, at last controlling, seeing whether we are able to achieve that objective, are the standards being met, if they're not being met then what is the problem, and scrutinizing basically the solutions for that. Okay, yes, class, so now there is a very interesting situation in front of you. Suppose that you have bought a new house. For this new house, you bought clothes, bed, chair, carpet, almirah, etc. Okay. So basically, what is the situation that you are having a new house? Okay. You got a new house, you purchased a new house. And after purchasing a new house, you have taken care of the infrastructure. So you basically spend money on collecting the infrastructure that will be suitable, and right now this is the condition of your room. Okay, like it was how it was looking. And yes, class, what you can, like, how you can differentiate between these two pictures? Give a very, like, observe it very carefully and then I will show you the next picture. Okay, it is neat but it is still congested, class, like there is no space proper. No, it's not clean. Okay, some are saying that it is clean, some are saying no, it's not clean because there are clothes, shoes at one place only. Isla, so what we can say, right? The things are not organized in the proper manner. But what we can say about the second picture, here also we can say that things are not organized in the proper manner. Yes, there is lot of space. There is no congestion of the like things, we can say. Proper balance is there in the room. It's well spaced. Okay, things are at proper place, so it makes it organized. Okay, yes, class. So now you might be getting the hint that what we are going to start with, right? So tell me, what is the function that comes after planning, class? Yes, that's organizing. Very good. So today we are going to study about organizing. Basically, we are going to introduce this as a complete chapter. Earlier, we just studied it as a function of management. Now, we will be studying it as a complete chapter, that what are the different steps. Okay, yes, class, this is an example of a Wipro company. You might be aware of Wipro. Yes, there is the flower logo. Very good. That's the Wipro company. Okay, so it has two competitors. One is IBM and one is Accenture. Basically Accenture. Okay, Accenture. So when we talk about these two rival companies, so they got to know that by some sources that this company is going to hire employees, like it is going to increase its employee ratio. Okay, count from 1,000 to 40,000. Okay, from 1,000 to 40,000. So tell me that what management function is that employees of the management are going to do. Yes, they are going to staff, they are going to see, they are going to search for the right candidate, right? Not just staffing, but before that searching for the right candidate to perform those functions. Okay, they need to fill that space now, so they will look after for the man labor, right? Okay, yes class, so let us see what actions have Wipro taken in this respect. Yeah, when it came to know about that, it's like competitors are coming in with this kind of
Wipro has
change.
announced a major organization restructuring under its new CEO, Thierry Teleport. As per Teleport, the current complex delivery structure with multiple delivery units will be replaced by a simple delivery model that will yield economies of scale. It includes restructuring the number of strategic business units, service lines, shifting focus to geographies and industry verticals. Reportedly, there are four strategic market units: Americas 1, Americas 2, Europe, and Asia Pacific, Middle East, Africa. Americas 1 will be responsible for the sectors like media and info services, consumer goods, etc. Americas 2 will include investment banking and insurance, among others. Europe and Asia Pacific, Middle East, Africa will include six regions each instead of verticals. The SMU and global business
Okay,
line
yes,
heads
class.
will be.
So, what we can say about Wipro? A new CEO has joined and he has made some changes with the organizational structure. Okay, yes, class. So, today, what we are going to start with is that how the we are going to understand about the steps of the organization, as well as we are going to understand that like how an organization structure differs from organization to like firm to firm, right? That is also one of the learning for today. So yes, class. So when we talk about organizational structure, so there are different kinds of, like, one is that decentralization, another one is authority and responsibility. So let us discuss one by one. So when I talk about decentralization, that means that I am providing power to each and every person that is there in my organization. Like, only, okay, yes, let's just think this as the top of the organization. This particular thing as the top of the organization. We generally know that the person at the top is holding the highest weightage. Okay, he is the authority maker. Or suppose it as the grandfather of the family. Okay, so here the authority lies in the hand of the grandfather. But grandfather decided to decentralized. Okay, he decided to give powers to the parents also. So mother and father also got certain powers. Okay, and also the elder sibling. So basically, earlier only grandfather was the one who was having the whole authority. So that was centralization. But now what he has done, he has delegated the authority to parents also and elder sibling also. Okay, to make sure that things are going into the right manner. Another one is authority and responsibility. Okay, yes, class. So if there is a manager, he has certain authority also, but he has certain responsibility also. Like if I'm talking about the middle level, the production manager, right? So production manager has to take care of the production also. He has to report everything back to the top level management, to the executives, right? So that is authority and responsibility. So organizational structure establishes the authority and the responsibility class, that who is going to do what and who is going to report to whom, right? So now you're clear with decentralized. These were new terms, that's why I have like explained you. Otherwise, you were the one who are always going to explain first, right? Now this is your question. Why do you think organizing functions comes after planning? Why don't we start with organizing? Very good, because we will need a rough idea of how many people we require, how many resources we require, then only we can go to collect them or accumulate them, right? Very good class, so you have answered it well. So now you have to tell me that organization functions come after planning. Is it true or false? Yes, it's true. Very good. Okay, so let's tell me certain examples from your daily life where you have used organizing. Okay, you have organized a party of your friend, so there you use the organizing technique, right? Very good. Arranging the utensils, also putting the right utensil at the right place, that is also organizing. What else? Cleaning your cupboard. Okay, great. That also requires a lot of organizing, right, skills. So when I talk about organizing, class, what do you understand from organizing? Very good. That's the arrangement of the resources or allocation of the resources at right place and right time. Right. Very good. So organizing is the process of identifying and grouping the work to be for performed. Okay. So now we know that this is the goal. So what we have to do, we have to further divide it into different steps. So that steps are basically the part of the organizing, that who will be doing, what he will be doing, how he will be doing, that will all be including in the organizing. It basically establishes the authority and the responsibility, right? And it also helps to work in effective and efficient manner, right? Okay, yes, class. So now you have to frame your own definition of organizing. So what you will say? Organizing is a process, okay, that helps you to identify the need and then accumulate resources required for it. Right. We can say that firstly you have to identify the need and then you have to fulfill those need by accumulating the required resources. Very good, class. So dash can be defined as the process that initiates the implementation of plans. Does staffing is known as the stage where we implement the plan? No, that's organizing. Very good, class. So you have answered it well. In the planning, we set up goals. In organizing, we, yes, we identify those goals and we provide required resources according to those goals. Okay, yes, class. Now there is a very interesting situation in front of you, that you are a student coordinator of class plus two, right? You have to conduct an event for social service in nearby slum area for 1 week with your class. Identify. Yes, class. So now you know you need to plan for, yes, class. What do you need to plan for the slum area, right? Okay, so what you will be doing over there? Let us say you have decided about a cleanliness drive. Okay, and when you are going to, what's the date for that? Let it be 10 May, right? So organizing is also related with who is going to like see, or coordinator. Let it be the coordinator, he will be organizing the things, right? So yes, cleanliness drive. So for that, who is required? We require persons who will be cleaning it. We require a broomstick to clean. We require dustbin, right? How basically means how you are going to. Firstly, we are going to cover two streets. Then next two. So in this way, we will be like deciding how to do those things, right? So planning is basically what and when you are doing it, and organizing is who is doing it and how they are going to do it, right? So now you can differentiate between planning and organizing. Planning is what and when, organizing is who and how. Very good, class. Okay, yes, class. Now there is one more situation in front of you. So you have to think. You are the students of plus two class, consisting of 150 students, are doing a summer internship in school. One afternoon, they are told to unload a shipment of new release stock, the bookshelves, and then dispose of all the wastage. Or we can say waste. All the students decided to work in their own way. What will happen? They knew that this is the consignment that they will be having, okay? but they haven't planned for it. They haven't organized that what are the different resources that they will be requiring for unloading that shipment. Okay, class, you remember there is some certain machinery that is used to unload. If they don't know how to operate it, what they require a person who is expert, right or no? So tell me, will they be successful to achieve if they're just going in their own ways, not cooperating with each other? No, they will be not able to achieve it, right? Very good, class. So that's why you need to firstly plan the things and then organize for it. So what can they do then? Okay, so you are the manager, you came into the existence now, so how you can help? So you will say that we require an expert to run that machine, right? Okay, so that will be organizing. And for before that you need planning. So how much, like what is the quantity, how you're going to like keep them on the shelf, and when you are going to receive that, right? So what and when will be covered in the planning part, and organizing part will be covering who and how. Very good, class. So you have got it, right? So now you understand that what are the steps of organizing. We just studied the steps of organizing, class, that firstly you have to decide who will be doing it and then how that thing will be done. Okay, so what are, like, let us formally understand that what are the steps of organizing. First one is that you have to identify the work, right? I said now you have to identify the resource first that is required, then you have to divide them into departments, then assign a duty to them, and lastly you have to establish the authority and responsibility. That's why whenever we were discussing about organizing, the decentralization part, or we can say establishment of authority and responsibility, they came, right? So now you have to match the activity with the step. So you have to tell which step will be called this step. Making groups according to the same pedagogy, so that will be under the departmentalization, right? Very good, class. So that will be under departmentalization. They are creating groups. Internship of 60 students, dividing the students in three groups. That would be okay. Okay, so you are saying that this is departmentalization, right? Okay, we will come later on this point. Teachers will evaluate the students and students will present as per schedule. That is authority and responsibility. Assigning teacher as mentor for each group. That is basically you're assigning the duty to them. So now we are left with two. So one says making groups according to the same pedagogy. So that is basically you are creating the, what you are creating, class? You're creating the departments, and then you're talking about that you have internship of how many, 60 students, so you need to divide them, right? So identification of the work and then dividing it. Okay, so that will be yes, the internship of the 60 student divided into three groups will be that we have identified it and then we have divided them into three groups, right? And then we have formed their group, like one single group as per the pedagogy. That is basically our, that was basically our class departmentalization. Then we have assigned teachers. That is establishment of the authority and responsibility. Okay, they will be evaluating them. Okay, yes. So now, class, you have to fill in this blank. The dash of the activities is the first step of organizing function. What was the first step? Firstly, you have to, right, you have to firstly identify and divide. Okay, yes, class. So let us recapture it. So what we have done today, we have discussed about organizing. What is organizing? What are the different steps that are involved in organizing? What are the different type of organizational structures, right? So when I talk about organizing, it is basically a process of accumulating the resources. Firstly, identifying them, then accumulating according to the need of the organization, and then establishing the, or we can say need of the objective, right? Organizational objective, and then establishing the authority and responsibility, right, class? Then we have studied about the different steps. That was firstly the identification of the work, then we have to create departments out of them, then assign the duties to them, and at last we have to authority and responsibility, establish authority and responsibility, right? So now class, you will be answering these questions. So what is the meaning of organizing? Yes, organizing basically means to accumulate the resources as per the needs of the objectives. Very good. And what was the organizational restructuring of the Wipro? What they were doing? Yes, class, what they were doing? Yes, they were going for decentralization rather than just like keeping the power in only one hand. They were dividing it, okay, giving more autonomy, or we can say authority, to the people in the middle level management, right? Organizing, you use this in everyday life. Yes, we use. How we use it? Yes, while organizing our clothes, utensils, okay, cupboard. Right, very good, class. And how you think is organizing and management function? Yes, it is very much important because it will save you from lot of confusion, conflict, just like coordination, organization also helps you to implement the plans, right? So, yes, class. So now you are like understanding that what why we require organizing and what is organizing, right? So you have to write organizing in your own words again, and then you have to plan a social activity for your commerce club of your school, and after planning decide how will you organize. Basically you have to follow this format. Let me show you the format, class, so that yes, you have to follow this format. Like you have to create a society first, and then you have to conduct that plan, like that social event, okay? So how you will be planning for that social event and how you will be organizing, you have to create such table and then write. Planning will be covering what and when, organizing will be covering who and how, right, class? So this is all about today's class. I hope that you enjoyed today's class. You learned about more about organizing, organizational structure, and lot things about the management as a function, okay? Thank you so much, class.